Hi, hello, namaste. Welcome back to Needs of Children. In this session, we are going to get the information about 8th standard English medium social science in that political science chapter number 2, continued part of public administration. In the previous session, we get the information about meaning of public administration, definitions of public administration, importance of public administration. Let's come to the continued part of in this lesson. We are going to get much information about in this lesson. The concept of scope. There is a disagreement among the thinkers with regard to the scope of public administration. The experts like Woodrow Wilson and L.D.White argue that public administration has a wide scope. According to Woodrow Wilson and L.D.White, public administration includes all the three pillars of administration like legislature, executive and judiciary. Whereas, according to Luther Gulick and Simon, public administration has a narrow scope. According to them, public administration's scope is limited to the executive activities of the government. It is limited to only the organ of the government called executive activities of the government. So let's come to the here according to Luther Gulick. According to Luther Gulick explains the scope of public administration through the English letters name called as posed CORB, P-O-S-D-C-O-R-B. Each letter explains the function of the public administration. Let's come to the scope of public administration. P for planning. Planning any agenda that the government machinery seeks to implement by working on the methods of implementation. So, any kind of programs, functions, it can be succeed with the proper planning. Without proper planning, we cannot expect any programs or functions success. So that planning makes a man perfect. So that any program, any functions, even government machinery seeks to implement by working on methods of implementation with the help of planning. Organization. Forming various departments and structures like division, subdivision, and other administrative structures and ensuring roles and responsibilities for the achievement of desired goals needs to be the organization. With the organization, we can do anything. If there is no proper organization, so we cannot fulfill the desired goals. Any kind of achievement, any kind of roles and responsibilities, it can be fulfill any difficult tasks. So that organization plays a very important role. So P-O, yes. Yes means staffing, recruiting and training. The needed staff is also includes the framing the rules and regulations of the civil service. So that without staffing, we cannot achieve any kind of program or success. So that needs to be the proper, eligible, trained human source is very essential for the completion of the any work. So that is staffing. P-O-S-D. D, direction. Providing direction and orders to the various departments. So here direction, those who are sitting in a higher positions will guide, will give the instructions. That is, we are going to be called as the direction. So posed, P-O-S-D, posed CORB. So posed, we get it, P-O-S-D, now CORB. See, coordination, facilitating better interaction between the various departments by resolving conflicts by converging their functions is the very important thing. Without coordination, we cannot expect any kind of fulfilling the functions. So Resolving conflicts is also known, needs to be the coordination. CO, coordination, that is CO, or reporting. Reporting by the officials to the senior officers on the functions various departments. Submitting reports to the legislature by conducting research, documentation and investigation. Here reporting, it plays a very important for the officials to the senior officers to functions various departments. So conducting research, documentation and investigation, it's a placing very important under the scope of public administration. At last B for budgeting. Managing and financial planning, expenses and income, calculation and auditing. So these are all the concepts will come under the budgeting. So that income and expenditure. But here calculation and auditing, planning, expenses in a financial matters, it will plays a very important role. So these are the concept of post CORB given by Luther Gulick according to the concept of scope of public administration. The scope of public administration is increasing these days. The scope of public administration is increasing these days. This does both the protective and regulative functions. The growth of civil society further expands the scope of public administration. The aspirations and desires of the people have further enlarged the scope of public administration. And the next concept, recruitment. The process of searching eligible candidates for the civil services and motivating them to compete for the civil services is called as recruitment. Once again, the concept of recruitment, the process of searching eligible candidates for the civil services and motivating them to compete for the civil services is called as recruitment. According to O.G. Stoll, recruitment is the base of staff structure. So according to O.G. Stoll, he is giving recruitment is the base of staff structure. An efficient administration is based on efficient recruitment process. Obviously, if it is a efficient staff, we can succeed, we can provide efficient administration. If an efficient, honest and eligible person is selected to civil service, the person delivers good public service through his creativity, intelligence and positive behavior. If the recruitment process is more scientific and efficient, public administration becomes more efficient by having efficient civil servants. So that recruitment process will plays a very important role. So let's come to the methods of recruitment. So according to staff administration experts, there are two types of recruitment. One, it is direct recruitment, nothing but external recruitment. And the second one, internal recruitment, also known as recruitment by promotion. So now in detail we are going to be getting what is direct recruitment, what is internal recruitment. So among that, direct recruitment. So direct recruitment is the most popular and scientific method of recruitment. Under this concept, recruitment eligible candidates through competitive examination and a fixed pattern is called as direct recruitment. Once again, the most popular and scientific method of recruitment. So here under this concept, recruiting eligible candidates through competitive examinations in a fixed pattern is called as direct recruitment. The candidates need to have some general qualification and specific qualification to enter into the service through direct recruitment. That is the concept of the direct recruitment. How the concept of internal recruitment. So under the internal recruitment, selecting the eligible in-service personnel to higher positions is called as internal recruitment. So most of the countries have adopted this method. India too has adopted this method of recruitment. Nothing but giving the promotion, upgrading the officers. So in service personnel to higher positions is called as internal recruitment. So these are the two important methods of recruitment. So let's come to about the concept of training. The efficiency of civil service personnel depends on the quality of the training received. The efficiency of civil service personnel depends on the quality of training received. As the modern administrative functions are complex in nature, the personnel need to undergo proper training to know to manage the administrative functions. After recruiting, after appointing the any staff, any appointments, it needs to be the training, because they have to be know actual what the complex in nature and to manage the administrative functions. That is the reason it needs to be the training. Only through proper training the personnel can gain the necessary knowledge to perform. Training has a special place in public administration, since the challenge of managing and running complex technical work is part of modern governance. So the challenge of managing, running complex technical work is a part of modern governance. So the importance of is increasing. That is the reason training as a continuous process. So let's come to the which are the types of training. Training is divided into 5 types based on the method, duration, level of training, aim of training and institution providing the training. They are majorly forming training and formal training, informal training. So what is the concept of formal training and informal training? Formal training is the training that is received by the employee, which is carefully planned in advance. This training is provided under the supervision of the experts. Employee nothing but worker. Understood? The concept of formal training is the training that's received by the employee, which is carefully planned in advance. This training is provided under the supervision of the experts. Whereas informal training means the training that an employee gains while doing his duty. An employee receives this training during his day-to-day execution of his duties, as formally when he is carefully planned in advance, whereas informal, while he was doing the duty, he will get the training. That is informal. And the next one, pre-service and post beginning of service training. Pre-service, a training prepares the future employees for the civil services. Like it is providing those who are teachers. So teachers, it is providing the future employees for the civil services. Whereas post beginning of service training is provided to those who have been selected to a specific posts, either police, military. So such kind of they will be providing some of the training is provided to those who have been selected as specific posts. This training aims at imparting better skills and efficiency. So this is about the post beginning of service training. Short term training is of 4 to 6 week duration. For example, the doctors selected through public service commissions undergo 6 weeks training. Whereas the long term training is continuous in nature and its duration would be 1 to 2 years. Would be of 1 to 2 years. The training given to candidates selected for all India services in the example for this type of training is considered as the long term training. And the next, departmental and central institutes. The training provided by a specific department for the candidates selected for is called as departmental training. For example, police personnel training is come under the departmental. Whereas training provided by a central government institutions is called as central institutes training. Example like the training provided by Lal Bahadur Shastri National Administrative Institute in Missouri. So it is an example for central institutes. And the next one, skill training and background training. Like a training aiming at increasing the skills of the personnel is called skill training. You can identify in the picture. Example, the compulsory BA training for the high school teachers. Whereas the training that aims at providing general awareness is called as a background training. Example, a training providing by Mysuru Administrative Training Institute. So these are a skill based training and background training. So these are the types of training. That's it about the today's session. I hope you have understood till now what we are discussed. In case of if you having any doubts related to this concept till now what we are discussed, you can comment in the comment box. I will solve your doubts. And I will come back with the next session. Until keep watching my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you in the next session. Bye bye. Take care.